After what felt like an endless journey, Sarah finally returned from her trip. At first, everything seemed normal. Her mother and husband acted as if nothing unusual was going on between them. For the first 2 weeks after her return, Sarah stayed home from work, adjusting back to daily life. But for her mother and husband, those weeks were agonizingly long. They missed each other and yearned to be together again. When Sarah resumed her job, working Mondays through Fridays, her husband found ways to sneak away early or come home when she wasn't there. He and Sarah's mother had become so used to each other that their secret meetings started to feel normal to them. They convinced themselves it was love, expressing their feelings freely, without a hint of remorse for their betrayal. Their affair continued for months right under Sarah's nose, undetected. To Sarah, her mother adored her husband like a son, and she had no reason to suspect otherwise. They laughed and spent time together openly, and it never bothered her to see him coming out of her mother's room. She trusted them completely. Then one day, everything changed. Her mother, having experienced pregnancy symptoms, bought a test kit. By chance, Sarah found it in her mother's room and was taken aback. Why would my mother need a pregnancy test? She wondered. She decided to stay quiet, hoping to understand what was happening. If her mother was seeing someone, Sarah thought, she should have told her. She grew more suspicious and started observing her mother closely. She didn't want to violate her mother's privacy but needed answers. After a few weeks, Sarah found another test kit in her mother's room. Her concern escalated, and she finally confronted her mother. "Mom, I found pregnancy tests in your room a couple of times. Are you seeing someone?" Caught off guard, her mother stumbled over her words before lying. "It's for a girl who lives across the street. I've been trying to help her stay on the right path." Confused, Sarah replied, "I don't know of any girl who visits here." Her mother quickly added, "Oh, you'll meet her soon enough." Although Sarah sensed the lie, she let it go for the moment. Confiding in a close friend, Sarah was advised to bug her mother's room to discover the truth. Desperate for answers, she followed through, placing a recording device in her mother's room. For the first few days, she heard nothing unusual. Then, 4 days in, she finally captured a recording of her husband and her mother in an intimate moment. Heartbroken and devastated, Sarah confronted them, calling both her mother and husband into a room and playing the recording. Tears streamed down her face as the weight of betrayal sank in. Overwhelmed with shame, her mother ran from the house, but Sarah followed, fearing the disgrace would become public. The next morning, Sarah asked her mother, "Why him, of all people?" But her mother could only say, "I'm sorry, it was a mistake. The first time, we were drunk, but we couldn't stop. It was the devil's work." As her mother continued to beg for forgiveness, Sarah grappled with a pain she never thought possible. If you enjoyed this story based on real-life events, subscribe to our channel for more.